take me seriously.
安心しろ。すぐに終わる。
Round one. Ready, go!
Oh, okay. The buttons are backwards. Chat, can you hear me now? Can you hear the mic now? Okay. I'm going to explain to you exactly what happened. It's so dumb. In the interface, there's a circle, right? You need to click on it so that there's a mute symbol on it. And when you have the mute symbol on the button, then it will unmute the the actual like feed. But if you click on it so that it looks like a solid mic, then it will turn off the mic audio. So I will take a photo and I'll show you how dumb it is. Okay. So
Round two. Ready, go!
okay, so do you see this mute microphone button there? Maybe not. Anyhow, basically it needs to look like it's on mute. And like on Discord, if it's looking like this, it looks like it's on mute. That's how it works. Go figure. Yeah. So that was really hilarious. Because if you were on Discord, it would look like it's on mute. with the visual language that Sony's going for with their interface. So that's why it was confusing. That's why my mic was muted because I'd accidentally set it to mute. So anyways, everything sounds really good. Well, no, but see, the thing is that's where they flipped it, right? What they're like is like, oh, so the button should be like when you press it, it's gonna press to mute. But what it's showing you is like, but in my vision, so even if they used red and green, imagine if like the button's supposed to be red for it to work, which actually works with red lights being a camera, and red green is always bad because colorblind people cannot tell between red and green. But yeah, I know some amazing players that are colorblind, so nothing's holding you back on this game. Yeah, I sound far away. Okay, I don't know if I can increase the mic volume on this thing, but I can increase it in settings. Let me check. I'll check settings. This is pretty loud. Okay. Um, is that okay? It's just better because I put it closer. Okay. So yeah. Yeah. This Victrix headset's pretty nice though. I like the mic on it. The noise canceling is pretty strong on it. I kind of want to turn it off actually, but um, oh, more like this turned it. Yeah. Now I can hear echo. Yeah. Maybe I like it with the ANC on. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. So thank you very much. All right. So what have we learned? Let's see how you're doing. It's too bad. I don't think it's possible to do streaming with like maybe if you took over my controls, but I don't. We're not gonna do that. I don't think. We'll test that another day. Because a good way to coach is to use the PlayStation 4 and 5's ability to like have someone remote play, and then kind of watch how they play against the AI. But that's okay. Um, okay. So, all right, I'm gonna send you an invite. All right. And you're using Jackie, so let's use Jackie. All right. Yep, they do. All right, show me what you're comfortable with. Show me what you remember. All right. I'll just hold guard and you just show me. Can you guys hear El Cheetos, by the way? Chat, let me know if you can hear El Cheetos. Okay, good. You can't hear them? Okay. So El Cheetos. First, if you don't mind, let's have your mic on. I'll show you where that setting is. So you go to the party, but so you press like PlayStation button. Then you go to the game base that has the player listing. Yeah. Then you go to the party. Then you go directly to our party, which is a Franchise Dojo. And then if you go down to like the under Franchise Dojo, you'll have add player, share screen, remote start share play, which we might be able to do sometime, invite to game, and then after that you've got more. So tap on the more, and then I think first let's try the voice chat settings. I think might be about share features. No, it's okay. So in there, let's see. Yep, that's the one. Yes, yeah. Yeah, and so now your voice should be shared. So can other people? Okay, so just go ahead and ask people if they can hear you.
Hey guys, can you hear me? I
Okay.
might be a little low, if any.
Cool. Yep, they can hear you now. Okay, cool. All right, so that makes it really good. It makes it easier for the stream to follow exactly what's going on. Okay, so you're doing good. You're using your low punch good. Very good. You want to throw there. Very good.
Ooh! That was fun.
It was. You're doing very good. We're doing just a solid exchange. Keeping it more or less simple, but you're doing really good. So go ahead and let's just do a few games.
Four?
Now, I don't play Jackie much, so it's good for me too. All right. Okay, so I actually good. You know the answer. I was gonna say I haven't taught you that. I don't think I taught you. The correct answer when somebody like does low punch is you just block it and do an elbow. Like generally that will work most of the time. It doesn't always obviously they're gonna have counterplay for that, but that's the standard answer because it stops a lot of really mean answers. Yep. So beat knuckle, awesome answer. And that one you can do beat if if you see that it's gonna work, you can do beat knuckle punch.
Got it. I actually tried to do beat knuckle punch.
And you can see how powerful that jab into elbow is, right? Like when I do it to
Yeah.
your first hand, it makes sense. Okay. Other tip. When you do a throw, try not to be surprised if they do a throw escape. And by that,
Gotcha.
like, because a lot of people just, like, they assume that the throw is going to work. In this game, it helps your mindset to just kind of be ready for, and it takes a while to get used to it, but just kind of being ready for each answer. So, like, if they beat your option, that's okay. Like, just like if they jab you, that's okay. And the sooner you get used to that, the sooner you get numb to like your opponent hitting you, the sooner you're able to do like some powerful answers. But a lot of people instinctively like hate being hit, and so they kind of like freeze up on being hit, and it allows like players like me, that so-called momentum players, to just go to town on players that like are not comfortable getting hit, right? Because
Right.
you can already see kind of like my style of play here, right? And
Mhm.
it and like and how tough it can be to deal with, and so in the long run, just know that it's okay. Get yourself to be like to process being hit as just another state, because we're not in real life. We're not getting punched in the face. We don't have to run away from our controller. But some players, like, and same thing, like, oh, he beat my throw. Like, and I'm kind of like, you can still fight. Like, there's no guarantees after a throw escape. It's sometimes it's your advantage, sometimes I'm at advantage, but it's a fighting situation. So always be ready for after a throw break to just go ahead and keep fighting. So yeah.
Gotcha.
So
Oh.
Sorensen asks, like, can you react to throw tech then, or do you have to predict them? No, you just kind of get used to them, because the situation, like for example, let's say he tries to throw me with neutral. Go ahead and try to throw me with neutral, right? We're in a situation where we're fighting, and if we see this enough times, we kind of have an idea of some options. Go ahead and keep doing it again, and then fight me after it. Like let's fight after after the throw escape.
Oh, I'm sorry. That
No
was an
problem.
accident.
No problem. Right? Oh, now you know that sidekick is a really mean answer. Like you try it now. So this time you hold the guard throw escape neutral.
Gotcha.
Okay, do a sidekick after it. Okay, now the sidekick, if predicted, can be punished, but if not predicted, let's say I'm going to try to mash. Okay, so I'm going to throw you. You're going to do sidekick. Okay,
Okay.
and I'm going to mash. Look at that. So now sidekick, and then do you know four kick and guard? Four, like as in back, numeric notation. So do back kick and guard.
That
Nope,
one, right?
back, back, the backwards direction, away from me. So four kick and guard. This one. Do you know this move?
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is what we call four. Do you know? Are you comfortable with numeric notation yet, or not yet?
Yeah, the trick I use is I look at the num pad in my
Right.
keyboard.
So the only thing is that when you're on the other side, it's switched, because it's referencing forward and away. So
Yeah.
right now you're on the player two side, so that's why it's confusing. Okay. So back kick and guard. After you do the side kick, do back kick and guard. Okay. So you're gonna throw escape. So do guard throw escape. I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw you. You're gonna escape. Neutral. Do a
Okay.
side kick. Yeah, that's what you want to do. Do that. Okay. Now I'm gonna mash. You got to do it right away. So get used to this timing. Without the. Oh, sorry. I'll fall out. Okay. So what the point is this? You're getting a free. Jackie crumples the opponent if he counter hits them on the side with a side kick.
Mm.
And this is a combo opportunity for you. So what you're going to do is this is teaching you one really good option after the throw escape, the neutral one. So go ahead, and in this case you have the advantage, not me. So you have the
Okay.
advantage because the one who throw escapes has the advantage in the neutral throw, on Jackie's neutral throw. Okay, so Jackie loses it. Jackie's at minus something. So you do the side kick, then you do the back kick and guard. So actually this time you do the guard throw escape, okay? You do the throw escape after the throw escape, I want you to mash, okay?
Okay.
Let's test it out. Can you do that? Mash. Yeah, like that. Okay? So hold the guard throw escape. and then mash. Good, good, good. Okay. So I'm gonna throw you. Oh wait, no, you try to throw me. I'm sorry. No problem. Okay. So see how there's a crumple there? Try it again.
Mm-hmm.
Try to throw me. And then mash after it, as if we're fighting.
Gotcha.
Sorry. Now I'm okay. Keep doing it. See, there's a lot of combos you can do. Just from this one, because you could do that into the axe kick into a lot of things.
Mm.
Because there's a crumple on the side. For example, if I interrupt you, if I hit you in the side here, like it, this is a little beyond the scope for today because I'm just getting used to basic mechanics. But the real lesson here is so Sorensen, it's good to think of throwscapes obviously as a denial. At the same time, that means that when you do the throw, just kind of like, yeah, you want to do what's going to happen if the throw is successful, but you want to train yourself to be able to just know that anytime a throwscape happens, you're still fighting. Now, a safe option is a crouch dash. So this time, let's say you hold the guard throwscape. A good option is I'll do like a fuzzy guard like that, right? And then you just try to attack me after, okay? So we'll test that out. Maybe just the normal down and guard is actually the good option, but and then you try to attack me after because we're still fighting. So after the throw escape, you try to fight with me, right? Maybe the fuzzy guard's not a good option. Maybe the fuzzy guard's not a good option. Try to do the elbow again.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so fuzzy guard's a decent option. Just depends on what your opponent's doing, obviously. But the thing is we're still fighting, right? Okay. So I'm just teaching Sorensen that basically, like I told you earlier, when there's a throw escape, you want to be kind of ready for it in the sense that you want to get used to still fighting. Because a lot of beginners and a lot of intermediates, whenever a throw escape happens, their reaction is like surprise. Like their reaction is like what, and they kind of do nothing, and then I get like free combos on them. So just always make sure that like you're still kind of in the fight. Just know that it's a small advantage, small disadvantage situation. So all your normal options are kind of similar, and you can kind of defend and stuff. And defending is good, but the thing is I'll see them like I'll do a side kick and it'll work, and it's like that shouldn't, like they should at least block that, right? So yeah,
What I need to get used to is definitely like holding guard, like
okay.
the throw
So
button and
I'm
doing
gonna do
throw
the
scenarios.
I'm gonna do the basic throw escape lecture, not for you but for Sorensen, okay? So Sorensen, Jackie has like, so what we've been doing is neutral throw. So go ahead and do a neutral throw for me. And all I'm doing is I press guard and I hold it. Then I press punch and I hold it. And that is a neutral throw escape, okay? The situation is not neutral after throw escape. The situation is small disadvantage or small advantage, but it depends totally on the throw, on the character's throw. So it's like you kind of just memorize them from the move list or from practicing. This time do the forward and then back throw.
Okay, so I was gonna.
Yeah. See, and now we're in this situation that looks like it's a lot smaller advantage or disadvantage, but we're still fighting, right? And so a lot of times that option's good. Do a low punch after it. Yeah, let's test that out. Forward back throw. Yeah. The forward back throw is the one that's like should be a low punch. Is that forward back throw? I guess it is. It just looks different from the other side. Okay,
Let me see.
try back forward throw.
Wait, hold on. Oh,
Yeah, and this situation is more mid. Like this situation's a little bit more mid-range. So this situation is more about side kicks and elbows and zoning. So actually, this is a good time to talk about the zones, and this is the perfect stage. Okay, right now this is the starting position. Starting position is not close range, right? Starting position is like it's just barely elbow range, just barely elbow range. So elbows, but the elbow will still kind of whiff if you did nothing, right? If you just stood still, I think it's just outside elbow range. And so the elbow still requires somebody to do like an attack, the opponent to attack, but it is like sidekick range. So we'll call it sidekick range. Like if you stood still at the opening, its sidekick is barely going to reach. So we start out at basically sidekick range. The funny thing about sidekick range, there's not many low attacks that are this range, right? Not many low attacks. It's really far, right? That Jackie does have just that barely long distance, so he's got that covered, but it's such a slow attack. So long range has the thing about long range is attacks are very slow at this range. Sidekick is probably the fastest attack that can reach at sidekick range, and sidekick range is what we call long range. Okay. There's obviously further out, but like beat knuckle, I need you to move forward for me to hit you with the beat knuckle. And so beat knuckle's strong in the opening, but it means that you had to predict the opponent move forward, you know. Now, obviously, this is a really good one at the opening, but this will catch people that are kind of moving, that are kind of still, and kind of doing something in place. But if you do low punch in the opening, low punch doesn't really work well. Low punch is not really strong in the opening. It's only strong when somebody does something like this as the opening, or like or sidekick. Because go ahead and do it like do a sidekick at the very start, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so it's really good to learn the three main ranges: sidekick range, elbow range, and jab range. And anything with closer than jab range is still jab range, okay? Um, Jab, elbow, sidekick. That's how you determine close, medium, and long range. So, yep, that was good. I forgot, but yeah. But basically, this thing will only work against slow attacks, right? And here's the thing about VF. The conditions for trade. If two attacks hit at the same time, there is a rule. And the rule is that if they hit at the same time, the one that has greater damage will win. If they're equal damage, they'll both collide. Okay? They'll both hit. But it'll be like almost like a normal hit, kind of a counter hit. It'll be a counter hit. But they'll both hit. But then so the weaker attack is going to lose. And jab is a low damage attack compared to a sidekick. So if I do this low jab and it times perfectly with your sidekick does more damage, it's going to win. If they happen to hit the same time. So the greater damage wins. So the first priority is the faster move will win. But if they end up hitting on the same time, if their hit frames collide, then the greater damage wins. And that's why sometimes like the elbow is going to win over the low jab, because the elbow does more damage than the low jab, right? When we're playing frame tight. And so we know that the greater damage wins. It's good to know that. It's good to know that basically at this sidekick range, you can kind of like react to what your opponent does because they're using moves that are kind of slow, right? And so the way that they'll try to trick it in is they'll wait for you to whiff, and then they'll do something like this. Right, but they usually want to bait you into doing something first, right? Jab is the fastest, so jab can win, but it does tend to lose at long range because of whiffing and getting whiff punished by a slower attack, right? So understand though that like this long range easier to react to. Mid range, elbow range is very critical. The thing to know about elbow range is suddenly. Like low punch is too short, is almost like usually like low punch has a good chance at missing at elbow range, and throwing is not an option, okay? But elbow is good. But here's the thing. Backdash is very powerful if done well. If we're fighting these exchanges and we find ourselves at like elbow range, backdash becomes a much stronger option. Now, there is a risk to backdash. And so I've never taught you this mechanically, but this is the advantage Virtua Fighter has for the guard button design versus the back as block design, is that in Street Fighter and in Tekken, backdashing has a built-in block. VF does not. In fact, VF has an anti-block. So try backdash and guard. Backdash and guard cancel. Try to guard as soon as possible after backdashing and hold it. Right? How far do you go before you guard? Pretty far, right? You do the full backdash before your guard. Does that make
Mm.
sense? Try forward dash and guard. You can do it this fast. Yeah, keep doing that. Do it rapidly. And you can hear my stick making that sound. So you can hear it sounds like a gallop, right? So this game lets you guard cancel the guard, or forward dash, but it doesn't let you guard cancel the back dash. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Now here's the thing. In this game, they made backdash stronger than previous Virtua Fighter games. They made it more effective, but they gave it a trade-off. So, let's talk about the trade-off. If you get hit during backdash, you will get counter hit.
Yeah,
All right?
I noticed that.
So, yeah, so right now, do a low punch, then do a backdash. All right. Try it again. See, you got red damage, right? That red damage means counter hit, right? So that's really scary. Now, if you want to make it safe, do backdash and sidestep, okay? Because you can actually cancel. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Can actually sidestep up towards my front. Or I'll do it. So block the low punch, then do beat knuckle. Yeah, exactly like that. Perfect. Okay, so let's try this out. So I'm doing backdash evade to the front. Now, what do I mean by front? Do you see where Jackie's... This is going to lead to sidestep. Right now, your Jackie's character, his back, is it facing us or is it facing into the screen to that trophy? Your Jackie's
Whoa.
back. Your Jackie's...
Mine's the screen.
To us, to the player. Okay, how about this? Which direction is Jackie's backside? Down or up?
To the players.
Yeah. Okay. Which direction is his chest?
To the trophy.
Okay. In Virtua Fighter, the correct way to evade is based on front or back. The attacker's front or back. So beat knuckle is evaded to the front, meaning like here it would have to be up, right? So like I'll do the low jab, and then I'm gonna evade. Okay. I'm gonna do backdash evade. So you do beat knuckle after I do low jab. So guard the
Okay.
low jab, and beat knuckle after. Okay.
Oops, didn't mean to
Nope,
do
that's
that.
fine. So you see how that works? Now watch if I do the other way. Oh, that's weird. Okay, never mind. Beat knuckle's linear. I totally thought it was half circular. Yay, beat knuckle's linear. So beat knuckle, you can do evade either direction. So linear just means like you can be evaded both ways. So anyways, okay, backdash. So that's problem number 1. Okay. Problem number 2, do a sidekick and then do a backdash, okay? That's problem number 2. Problem number 2 is that most characters sidekick, and each character has an attack, a kick attack, that's going to stagger a backdasher if it counter hits them, or if it hits them while backdashing. And this is Jackie, so go ahead and try it again. Sidekick and backdash.
Oh.
Right? Look, that's a lot of life, right? So now that said, you're generally safe from sidekicks, like from low punch. Let's test the low punch situation out. I think you're safe. This time, yeah, you do the sidekick, I'll do the backdash. So,
Okay.
so we're going slow. I don't expect you to remember everything. This is just supplementing what you've already learned, but it's helping you kind of get a slow grasp of VF. Yeah.
I could always watch the streams too. To
Yep.
like
Totally. Especially because good thing is we restarted and got the mic working. But yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do a side kick and then backdash. No, I'm gonna do a low punch and backdash. It should be fine. Try to side kick me then, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead and guard. It's pretty dangerous. Okay, so Jackie versus Jackie doesn't really work. That's good. So then what I have to do is I have to do backdash and evade. Like that, see? So this is a technique is you can do backdash evade. And you can cancel a failed evade with a backdash. And so this will work, but then if I did dodge your sidestep or your side kick, I would end up evading and not backdashing the second time. So I'll show you how that looks. So this time, I'll side kick you, you side kick back, okay?
Mm-hmm.
See? And you don't see me backdashing after that evade, because that's a successful evade. It won't really backdash. It'll buffer, but yeah. Block it, yeah. So. All right, so let's practice elbow into evade each other, okay? So I'm gonna elbow, then you elbow back, and then you evade. Yeah. Yep. All right, this drill is kind of hard. I'll come up with a better drill for it, but in the future. I'm gonna remind you the 3 rules for what was rule number 1 for sidesteps, so for evades.
Well, the first rule was that it don't if you're like advantageous in frames, the sidestep will fail.
Yeah, that's the derived rule, yeah. So that is what is implied. The rule is that the opponent has to be in the middle of an attack. So we can do it in neutral, but it's hard to do neutral, right? Like I gotta wait for you to attack and then evade. If I evade before you attack, what happens? I get the failed evade, right? So the chance of me doing this in neutral is really hard. That's why some people get confused when they learn this game, and they're like, how does sidestepping work? Because I can't do it, and it's because they're trying to do it on reaction, and the sidestep is like bad if you do it before the attack. So yeah, it's like what you said. The thing is in advantage, it's flat out bad. In neutral, it's just hard, right? It's hard because if your opponent's doing a fast attack, it's just hard to evade that on reaction. If they do a slow attack, this is easier, right? So go ahead and we'll have you test it, okay? First off, you know it's successful when you hear him yell, okay? I'm gonna do a jab. Try to evade the jab.
Gotcha.
Okay. Good. That was a good evade. Really hard to do, right? Okay, now try to react to the next move and do an evade when you see the move, okay?
Gotcha.
It's easier, but it's still hard. But doing it from disadvantage is the easiest. If your opponent is playing that. Hey, David Blaine, good to see you. The hard part is you got to go to neutral. You can't hold down also. So it's like you got to go down neutral or up neutral, which on pad's actually pretty easier. But this is still, it's kind of hard online even. It's hard until you're really sharp, right? Now I'm going to telegraph it. I'm going to do a jab, then I'm going to do the move, okay?
Okay.
There you go. You're getting used to it. But you can see how hard it is to do a neutral, even with somebody telegraphing it, right? So it's something where it's easier to do when you have a read. It's easier to sidestep from a read. It's easier to sidestep from the flow of the match already. It's hard to sidestep with like no rhyme or reason. It's really hard to do it without a rhyme or reason. But once you get used to your opponent's pacing and speed, it becomes easier to do it on reaction. But you don't need to do that on reaction. A better movement is sidestep makes you vulnerable. Sidestep, because of failed sidestep, it's just kind of a bad idea to do in neutral until you're like really sharp. Okay, and even when you're really sharp, it's not about you. It's about the opponent. How does the
Mm-hmm.
opponent attack? Now I can sidestep because I know their timing. I know when they go for stuff. So sidestepping, evading is it's mostly about reading. Okay. Now, fuzzy guard is something you can generally do. So that's crouch dash into standing guard. Can you do a crouch dash? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to train you in something. Okay. Um, do like an elbow. Do forward and punch and then guard. I think we did this yesterday. Yeah. Just the elbow this time. Okay. So this time instead of the jab elbow, do the elbow. Yeah, that one. And then I'm going to throw right away. So you want to crouch dash. Yeah, just like that. But you want to do it quicker. You'll see. Perfect. Perfect. Just keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. And if you're too slow, too late, you're gonna see it. But right now, first we're training you on how to get how fast you got to be. Good. Okay, now when you do it, I want you to quickly let go and then press guard. Stand and guard, okay?
Gotcha.
It's going to take time, but we're just showing you how to do this. This is something that's going to take a long time for you to be able to do in a match. But it's going to be something you're going to practice as often as you like. Okay? In fact, I'll show you what I mean. So this time you be the blocker. Okay? And I'm going to do this, and then you should throw right away. And remember, are you guard canceling the elbow?
Yes.
Good. You should guard cancel the elbow. For fuzzy guard purposes, you should guard cancel the elbow. Like you should be primed to be doing fuzzy guard in this case. Later on, you can kind of learn how to play reactive with the elbow, but it's still very hard.
So the fuzzy guard, I have a question about it. So if someone were to attack me on the frame of like,
Yep.
that I'm
We're
pressing the
gonna
guard
get
button.
there. So we're gonna get there now. So I want you first off, I want you to get used to how fast what your opponent needs to do for your fuzzy guard to work. And what it means is they have to be the type that's already doing a throw right away, or doing an attack right away. But right now means they're buffering. It means you need them to be buffering before fuzzy guard's really good. Okay.
Mm.
If they're not doing that, you might be accidentally losing to a delay. But I'm going to show you how this works. So guard and throw right away, okay? So that's a delay throw, and it's going to catch my fuzzy. Try elbow now.
Oh.
See how I'm blocking everything? That's why this is called fuzzy guard. And the reason is this. Throws are 10 frames. Almost every attack except for maybe 2 are like slower than 10 frames. So the idea is I duck under a perfectly timed throw or a buffered throw, and I stand and guard everything else. Now there's a weakness, and the weakness is you do a true low like 1p. But that's not much damage, but that will work. So go ahead and try that. Right? But some people catch on, so it's not always working.
Mm.
Now this time try to do throw in mids. And
Throw in
again,
mids?
it won't work like if I hit you, so you got to block it. This is a situation specifically where I'm at the fuzzy guard person is at -4 or -5 when they do this. And they can actually do this too. Now that's hard. We're not going to do that right now. But technically that's what they can do. And that's what I can do on reflex, but that's really hard to do. See, but Jackie has that, so that's cool. So now I'll show you like what Jackie can do against Jackie.
Oh.
So what it means is I can kick you. Good, good. All right, let's keep this up. So you see how this is beating all mid and throw, right? In
Mhm.
general. Now, it's true that you can do. You should, in theory, make the most use of the frames you have. Frames are a good thing. Having advantage is good. Because of that, instead, now you could manually delay, do nothing, and then do the throw. That's fine. But there's another way to delay and be more precise, and that is you can crouch dash and throw. So now that is the answer to fuzzy guard. That's one of the answers to fuzzy guard. So you're gonna crouch. So like you block my
Okay.
elbow, and then you do a crouch dash and the throw. There you go. Because now you're taking advantage. You're delaying your throw so that I go crouch dash and then I stand up into your throw. Okay? That is one answer to fuzzy guard. But you should, like most opponents that you face right now are not going to do fuzzy guard, but the strong ones will. The strong ones will do it a lot. The strong ones will do this pattern again, right? Like the high jab and the elbow and the fuzzy guard. They'll do it in more situations than that because there's so many. Fuzzy guard just needs -5, -4. Another version of fuzzy guard needs -3 and -2. Um, I'm just showing you what it looks like, and because fuzzy guard is the reason we have a situation we call Nutaku. If a person's not fuzzy guarding, then the mid throw mix-up can be used in like with almost any advantage. But if the person uses fuzzy guard, then the mix-up's more important at a higher advantage. Because fuzzy guard just totally kills the mid and the throw. And the thing is, even though you did low, not much damage, right? Not much
Mhm.
damage. So that's a very low reward for beating fuzzy guard. But delay throw is a better reward for it. But then maybe sometimes the opponent starts doing like this. Like if I wise up to it, then I'll start attacking. But that's part of the mind game. That's the beauty of VF. Is there's always an answer. Um, all right. So fuzzy guard is probably not in the cards for this week or for today, but I'm just showing you how it looks, and we'll revisit it later. Okay. Right
Okay.
now, still getting used to jabs. So let's go ahead and just do some sparring then. So
Sure thing.
good. Very nice. Sometimes, yep, good. I am going to do random tests like that. So this one is hard because it's Jackie. But what you can do is you can block that third one and then attack after it whiffs. Or before. So you have two choices. Attack before it or attack after that third hit whiffs. So try attacking after the third hit whiffs. In fact, try to do 6k after it whiffs.
6K?
But you gotta
Wow.
duck it. Yeah, duck it. Duck it. This one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Actually, you mash. Okay, you mash it. And try to block this kick. Good. Okay, beat knuckle this. So we're gonna train this one, okay? Because we know that you know that when EX highest, we're gonna give you an answer for Jackie dealing versus Jackie.
Mhm.
Most opponents, when they punch rush you, you just do a low punch into like your uppercut. Jackie, this time I want you to do beat knuckle really fast after that, right when that third one whiffs. The moment it whiffs, the moment
Mhm.
it like full extends. and where it would have normally hit, and do the beat knuckle. Okay? So duck it though. So I want you to duck it and let it go over your head. Yeah. Okay. Yep, sooner. Yep. It's got to be early. Try to just stay ducking. There you go. That was perfect. Perfect. Let's keep doing this. Because I want you to see the power of that. That's because you're doing a recovery hit here. Like that is like I cannot stop. Like that's guaranteed. I am holding guard after that third punch. So this is a guaranteed response to it. Perfect. And then do a flip kick.
Oh, wrong.
That works too. So beat knuckle punch, or you try it. Okay, that was not guaranteed. So recovery hit, it's guaranteed. Okay. So if you get recovery hit, it's launcher, right? Just stand still. See, this, if we get this answer, this means that it was not guaranteed because this is a normal hit. So I'm going to show you the difference. This is a normal hit. This is normal hit. Now do the PPP, right? Yep. See, that's normal hit. Recovery hit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that means I was too late, right? That means I was on time. So what we know is Jackie's beat knuckle on recovery hit is a launcher. So now let's try this. Do 6K and then guard after that.
6K, okay.
Yeah, that one and then guard after. Okay, this is not guaranteed. Never mind. Okay, now do sweep, which is down, back, kick, and guard.
Ooh, yeah, got it.
See, that's recovery hit. It means it's guaranteed. You want to try it? I'll do this. You block low and then do beat knuckle.
Got it. Those.
That works. So let's try it. Try the punch variation's good for comboing when you have a counter hit or a recovery hit.
I'm just still trying to like get used to it.
No problem. We're gonna do this like for a few more games because it's good to practice. Very nice. Hey Jed, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Let me see.
I'll give it 100%. I'll give it 100%. Round
I see. All right, here we go. Yep. Now you can do a. Now you can do. So after a beat knuckle punch, you can do a high jab. Like I'll do beat knuckle punch and then hold forward and then do a jab, like punch guard, and then you can do this. I think. Go ahead and try to sweep me.
Gotcha.
Whoops. Whoops. Whoops.
Oh
Sweep
man.
is down, back, kick, and guard.
Yeah, I'm just not getting my fingers like to do it, press it at the same time
No
with the
problem.
new control scheme.
Time's up.
Alright, we'll try it one more. I think I can show you the combo. And this is an easy combo, but or a combo that is reliable. There's better ones. Right. But you don't have to do that jab. I do the jab, but you don't have to. So this time you practice the combos. So I'm gonna do this. The right idea? Yep.
Oh,
It's okay. You're learning it for the first time. This is also teaching you buffering, by the way. So don't worry. Like me doing this, forcing you to do it right away, is kind of teaching you how to be more reactive in VF. So I do think this is beneficial. Like that I'm rushing it is not just because I'm rushing it. It's getting you used to just always being alert, like being on the ready with everything in the game, and kind of used to what your hands need to do to play the game responsibly. And right now we're starting with beat knuckle because there's a lot more situations where you have this. Or there's a lot more situations where beat knuckle works, so it's good to know. But later on we change it with 6K. But 6K is kind of harder because this after the sweep 6K doesn't launch as high. Very nice. So this is why guard canceling helps. Because if you don't guard cancel, you get the PK.
got it.
So always guard cancel with jabs in combos. Very close. Now again, I usually hold perfect. Perfect. That was so good. Keep it up. That
Mm.
works too. That's a good combo. But we're practicing. We're training your hands. It's close. It's okay. You'll get used to it. If your hands feel sore, though, let me know, okay? It could be that because of the triggers. And I don't want to hurt your hands.
No, it's
You're rushing, though, right? It's like you're like, oh, come on now. But the key is relaxing, though, and that's hard. Hard to do when learning. That was so good. That was really good, though. That's really close. Are you okay with this type of drill?
I'm okay with it, yeah.
Okay, awesome.
I just need to get used to like the trigger and bumper. But I do like the control scheme nonetheless. It's
Yeah,
just a matter of
this was also
using it more.
for training that too, so that so you can still play on pad really well until fight stick arrives, you know.
Mm.
But because you'll have to get used to like the beat knuckle a lot, because of the weirdness of using a trigger for this. But you'll get the hang of it.
Round one. Ready, go!
Now, if you're in the heat of the fight and that beat knuckle, you're just having trouble doing the beat knuckle. There are two simple answers you can do. One, technically the 6K is the best. It's even better, but also you can just do elbow kick.
Mm.
But I think it's better to train yourself on beat knuckle. And beat knuckle is a bigger combo than elbow kick. Yeah. And this is also training your dexterity and how you're playing with VF. Sorry.
Time's up. Round two. Ready, go!
Is the DualSense that weird? It is kind of
It's
weird.
awkward.
Yeah. I feel like it's easier than what the PS4 was like. The PS4 had like a really long throw on the PS3 had the worst. Fortunately, this is you don't have to use this move that much, but it's such a good move. That was perfect. That was really good. That's good. That's a really actually that one might be the same amount of damage.
Round three. Ready, go!
That's a good damage. That's because of the wall. That's a case where the what you were doing was really good for the because of the wall messing up the combo. Yeah, like that. Very good though. We're giving you training on the beat knuckle, so thanks for your patience.
It's fine.
You can't beat me with that.
Hmm.
Let's see here. I will show you an annoying string for Jackie, but the problem is if you get too reliant on it, it's going to make you weaker, but it is very strong for checking opponents, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And it works on everybody to a degree until they know it. And that is you do sidekick and then punch and then now down so sidekick punch down kick kick. Practice this one a lot. It's kind of a cheap one because a lot of people get thrown by this one, including me in the past. I don't get thrown by it anymore. Now if I see the sidekick, I expect this one. But you'll be surprised how often this thing's going to win. But it is kind of a cheap way out, and it might not be the best way for you to win. Right? But you can still learn like things like like that. So side kick, punch, kick, and then back.
Time's up.
Yep. There you go. And then from that back step, you have a lot of options. Similarly, you can do beat knuckle kick and then back. So it's good to know. But that's for another time. You can have fun learning his strings. But again, the problem with Jackie's strings is someone like me doing this. That was good. You responded correctly both time. Or you guessed correctly is what I should say. But yeah.
Round three.
Alright, let's go ahead and fight. So the problem is that string won't work on me, but I swear it'll work on so many people. So for a while. But you can against someone like me, what you do is you delay it. You just very good. All right. So beat knuckle, if you can get used to it on this control scheme, and it looks like you are going to get used to it. You're fine. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's a really good whiff punish. It's a really good thing when you see somebody whiff and you just use that move. It's it's what we call a simple input because it's something you can input in one frame. Even though
Mm-hmm.
you got to hit two buttons, but you know direct things like forward back or forward forward, they tend to take you more time.
Yeah.
Down forward definitely takes you more time. But beat knuckle is instant. So, whereas beat knuckle is really good when like when you believe someone's going to throw you, but 6K is kind of better. 6K is also one frame. So if like you're like, oh, he's gonna throw 6K, right? But beat knuckle is really good too.
Down, right?
But yeah, but 6K is this one. Now, do you know how to tech roll and quick rise?
Um,
Hit all three before you hit the ground. When you get comboed, hit all three before you hit the ground.
gotcha.
So hit
Hmm.
all three. Yep. Now hit all three while pressing up. Well, press all three and up this time.
Hmm.
Just before you hit the ground.
Um,
All right, you do
guess not.
do up forward kick against me. Keep doing that against me. That's down. This is up. This is neutral. Neutral, punch, kick, guard, all at the same time. So
Try it
let's
on me. I
practice
want to
it.
practice it. Yeah.
Yes, we're definitely practicing this. This is gonna be this. You will get it. So, and even if you're a little off, it should work. Yep. You can do it really early too. You don't have to wait till you hit the ground. You could do it like when my foot hits you. The second part.
Excellent.
So we're gonna test these out. We're gonna train you on getting these down. Good.
Hmm.
Good. All right.
Excellent. Can't beat me with that.
So for this week also practice doing this against the AI also tech rolling.
Hmm.
And yes, it is bad to only do one option, meaning to always tech roll. That's a bad thing. Staying down always bad thing. You want to mix them up, but this week you're just mastering getting it so that you can do it at will.
Got it.
So we're gonna do that for this set. Good. Perfect. All of them perfect.
Hmm.
If you do want to bind I don't recommend binding a macro, but if you want to do it, it's okay. But trust me, it's better to just master the all three buttons because there's gonna be other techniques where those macros will mess you up. But a lot of pad players still use macros, so it's okay.
Oops.
Now, if you miss it, I want you to hold down and then mash guard and punch rapidly, like alternately. So if you end up lying on the ground, I want you to get up quickly by doing that, okay?
Okay.
Like you knocked me down, I'll show you. That's me getting up. Go ahead and do it. This is the
Mm.
manual way to get up. So there's rolling down. Go ahead and do it again. Just keep doing it to me. 9K. This is me doing it up. You can do up, back, or down. Okay? Um, Something you should know. If you mash kick, you have rising attack. So go ahead and keep doing this to me. And then you have roll into rising attack like that. Right? So you can roll to the
Hmm.
side and kick. What's dangerous is rolling a back and kick. Okay? So run after me after you knock me down. Now block that, okay? You're gonna want to block that and then beat knuckle after that.
Oh,
Yeah, but
I did
basically
that before.
I'm minus 15. So actually elbow kick, you just do like this. So you block it. I don't know if this works for Jackie. I think you can just do this. I think you can do that. So I'm gonna train you on it. So go ahead and come here. I do this. You're gonna hold back away from me. You're gonna hold back and mash guard and punch. Okay. So after I do this, hold back, mash guard and punch alternately.
Round four.
Yeah.
Ready, go!
Because what you want to do is, that's okay. That's because you press punch first. You got to hit guard first. So you got to hold back, hit guard first, and then start mashing them. like alternately, the guard punch, guard punch, guard punch, guard punch, guard punch while holding back. Okay, so you go
Mhm.
ahead and knock me down with 9K. All right, that's what I'm doing is I'm holding back, and I'm mashing like guard punch, guard punch, guard punch, guard punch, starting with guard. So go ahead and 9K me, and you want to do this option into the rising kick because that's a bad one. That's something you'd never want to do. You don't really want to do in a match. It's generally bad to do because it's guaranteed punish. But
The
you'll
wake up kicks, right?
yeah you'll see me the wake up kick from rolling away. Rolling to the side is fine. Rolling away, your opponent can punish you,
Mm.
and they should like move towards you and want to block. But I've been able to deceive them a lot. Like I've been able to roll back and still hit them. That's something you get with experience, and you can try to do that too. But yeah, that was a good tech roll. Good, 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 good. Perfect. Gosh, I think you've got this down.
Excellent.
You've got the tech. You've got the what we call ukemi, but
Mhm.
just means tech roll and quick rise. Instant options. You got that down. And then there is some knockdowns make it like there's like a have to be perfectly timed if you want to recover quickly.
Right.
Um, Actually, I'll show you a funny one. Show you really
The one
funny.
I really don't get is the guard punch, guard punch. I didn't know that was a thing.
Okay,
Can I
well,
try that one?
actually, first let's start with hold back and mash guard. Okay, start with hold back and mash guard. Oh, did our game crash? Why? What? Can you hear me? Okay, you got disconnected. Okay. Oh no. All right, so right now I'm going to show El Cheetos' internet got disconnected. I'm going to show him what it looks like. I'm going to show him the wake up options, how they look. So, El Cheetos, if you can see me in Twitch, let me know, and I'll explain it to you. Show it to you. Oh, it's coming back. Okay, his internet's back. Okay. Gotcha. No problem again. Yeah, when you're in the voice chat, just let me know. I'll hear you. Okay, cool. Okay. No problem. You can. All right. Can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. I can't hear you. So, but I am watching your screen, so that's pretty cool. But I'm watching it from my phone, so that's good too. I want to see if I can cast it, even though that's kind of rude. Okay, let's see if this can be broadcasted.
You just have an X.
Okay, so on stream I cannot. Okay, let's see if stream can see this. No, they can't. Okay, my screen is like my stream is all blue, but I can watch it on my TV on my display. That's kind of funny. All right, this time, let's see. Let's see. I see the app and this. Let me disconnect the app. How do I disconnect the app? Sorry, that's my phone's mic. It's kind of cool though. So all these features. Leave. Okay, there we go. Okay, good. All right, you can still hear me though, right?
I can hear you.
Okay. Um, I'm gonna share my screen this time, okay? So what is this? I'm gonna invite you to that. It's a cool feature. I'm glad we can do it on stream though, but you can't like I can't broadcast your screen, which is fair, which is good. Um, okay. Now I'm sharing my screen, so you go ahead and go into the party menu and see if you can join my broadcast on my screen.
View in multitasking mode?
Yeah, yeah. So you do. Um,
Pin
there's
to
a way to see
side
it.
or yeah, I guess pin to side. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Can you see it?
Yes.
You see my screen? Okay, good.
Oh, this is
S-
neat.
So you see how I put my directions so you can see this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have the AI knock me down. This is what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna mash. If I technically you can do this. Hold down and mash guard, right? So you see how I'm doing this? Okay. Or
There we
up
go.
and doing this. Okay, now you can see it. Okay. So watch this. So I'm holding down the guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm holding mashing guard. Now if I want to do it faster, it's only a little faster, but it works. Is you mash guard, punch, guard, punch, guard, punch, but you do it really fast. Now it's easier for me to do it on the arcade stick. Um, Probably a pain for you to do. Actually, not too bad because it's your index and
My
your
thumb.
finger. Yeah, index and thumb, and then you finish it off with a kick. So you can finish it off with a kick. Now here's the thing. The timing on waking up manually is variable. You can slow it down, you can go like this, stay down a while, then start to go, then change it. And because of that, this is what messes the opponent up when they try to do Okizemi on you, when they try to attack you while you're down, is that
Mm-hmm.
you're invincible until suddenly you're not. So suddenly like around the time that I get up there, when you'll start seeing me guard, that's kind of when I'm not vulnerable. Okay?
Mm.
So do you see when my character guards there?
Mm-hmm.
Or if I'm mashing punch, this is as soon as I can attack. But I'm actually vulnerable slightly before those punches. Now if I want to go up in place, I mash on punch. Because punch will just be another input, but it won't mess with rolling, it won't mess with kicking, right? And so I'm getting up fairly fast. Now if I don't press anything, this is how long it takes for me to get up. So you see how long it takes to get up?
Mm-hmm.
Now watch how long it takes to get up when I'm mashing punch.
Significantly faster.
Yeah. And actually, if I don't press a direction, I can mash punch and guard fast rapidly, like this. See? And each of those inputs counts towards speeding up when I get up. Now, what I was talking about earlier, if I want to roll back, hold back and press guard, This is me doing it slowly. That's how long it takes. But let's see if I do it a little faster. Like that. It's just slightly faster. Now here's the thing. What I was saying was this one is kind of a bad option because if they guard you, they can combo you. If they guard this, for every character except Akira, rolling away and then doing a rising attack, and you can do a mid rising attack or a low rising attack. And so this is just carries extra risk. It doesn't mean it's terrible, but for me when I play, if I see somebody roll back, I just kind of defend usually because I'm trying to punish them. And if I see that they don't do rising attack, then I press them. So it's a situation that I can react to, but also I have such a good advantage at that generally this is I don't do this much, but I do it if I sense the opponent is a little careless and are just kind of not expecting me to do this. But I have a good judgment for it, but most people if you just keep doing it, it's bad, right? I just kind of do it in weird situations. Um, so you can roll up, you can roll down, you can roll back, but you cannot roll forward. So you could just do this to try to get it fast, like mashing forward with guard and punch. You could do that to get more inputs over time. Um, this game, this game is originally an arcade game, and it's a Sega arcade game. Mashing is a thing in Sega arcade games. Okay, so just like when somebody staggers you, there is the way to break it is like something like if someone staggers you. Technically, the best way is let's see here. Let's set it to Akira. We'll do something that is really a pain to deal with because we're always dealing with it.
Oh, it's my favorite stage.
So okay. So the way is watch that stick there, okay?
Hmm.
What colors do you see on that stick? And it's bad for someone with color blindness.
Yellow?
Okay, it looks yellow. Okay, the
Oh, I'm
stick,
looking at your stick at the bottom.
yeah. Technically it's green. Does it look like it changes color to you or no?
Yeah, it goes from yellow to red.
Okay, we'll say yellow to red. Technically green to red, but again, I know you're colorblind, so it's okay. Okay, so when it goes to red, that's when you actually want to start mashing. It's dumb,
Oh.
but actually you want to time it. Now online you want to do slightly before that, so you just kind of get used to the timing. But you kind of do this, and this is for easy ones. Japanese will actually spin the stick. They'll hit guard, spin the stick, while mashing punch and kick. So, like that.
What happens if you do it before
Um,
when
it
it's flashing
it's
yellow?
fine, but it just doesn't count. And in my experience, your hand slows down by the time it gets to the time. So yeah. But I will tell you from practice, waiting for that stick to turn red, or like timing it for when that stick turns red, definitely gets the best result. But also you realize that you don't have to, like you're not staggering forever. Whereas like when you do it right away, you're kind of doing it like so much that you get tired. But it feels more like a technique when you do like this. When you do like I'm gonna spin like two circles while mashing punch and kick. So if I mash, I'm gonna lose to that, right? Like I'm just doing guard, or like let's say I do. So this one works, right? Offline this works. Like just like holding guard and mashing direction left and right really fast. That'll work. The hard part is setting this up to do it side turn. But generally, this is the good way to do it. I want to test something. There's a good answer for this. Ah, this is hard. That's like my answer. Like that. This is also a good answer for Leon. And another good answer is like this. Not that one. That one's too slow. This is a good answer too. But the best answer is that one. And that works too. See, but if I try not, if I don't stagger, that's gonna happen. All right, does this make sense for the Sorry that's a lot. Okay, the general point though was, are you still there?
I'm here. I'm here. Don't worry.
Okay, so when you're on the ground, obviously as you know now, you can tech roll down by pressing down in all three. You can tech roll up by doing up in all three, or you can do neutral. Okay, I will
Hmm.
say in general, rolling to the side's better than rolling than neutral. Um, but only slightly. The timing are slightly different. When you do a tech roll, you're invulnerable until suddenly you're not invulnerable. And your
Hmm.
opponent is trying to do a media attack. That means they're trying to time it so that their hit frames land on when you recover. And for 3 frames, you can only guard high or low. You can't evade, you can't attack. For doing 3 frames of that recovery, um, you can only defend. But after those 3 frames, you can do stuff. And sometimes, if like if Akira knocks me down and tries to go for like a low, if he gets me on those 3 frames, then I had to like blocking low was the only option. But if he's slightly late, if I'm gambling on him being slightly late, and it's very likely, I can actually technically do like 8k and beat the low attack,
Hmm.
which is a hopping over his low. But that's because this move almost instantly hops, right? And so that is the point of that is that this game, the Okizeme situation, is the advantage is to the person who knocked the opponent down. However, the opponent that's waking up always has options in getting up. It's a really good Okizeme system, but it's trickier, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's timing. And so when I decide not to get up right away, when I decide to mash to roll to get up fast, and then when I decide not to mash but to roll like slowly, that changes things. That messes up the opponent's timing, and if I do it right, I can turn the tables on that situation. But it is really hard. But that is one of the things I like doing is messing with the timing on getting up, to mess with the opponent trying to, because they feel so certain about what they can do, but I still have decisions to counter the things that they're going to do. So I will say that as you get better at this game, the wake up situation does have a depth of its own, and it is a guessing game like every other part of this game. There's
Hmm.
not very much, like there's only a few situations that are oppressive to where you're forced into two decisions, but most of the time you kind of have a few different decisions. There are some knockdowns that will slam you into the ground, and for some of those, like you have to tech roll perfectly. So for some of those, you have to like perfectly tech roll, and some throws you can also tech roll as well. So let's show tech rolling from some of the throws. So that's the normal throw.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can get this right. It's too early. I have to time it perfectly to do this. Like, I have like 2 frames to do this.
Jesus.
Online, you have to do it slightly earlier. So online, these things are harder to do, but you do get used to them. And actually, online, it's not the worst. Online, it's more like you have to just time it. Like, instead of like trying to watch, just like try to time it because the game kind of measures it. There's like a fixed timing, right? So the game, like the netcode actually kind of accounts for the fixed timing of it. But it's still tough, especially if a lag causes that timing to be off. Right, so that's throw there. Every character's got certain things where you can tech roll. There's slams. Let's see. But then there's meaty setups you want to watch out for. But yeah, that's what we want. Okay. This is one of the hardest ones for me, but it's not that hard. I just have to do it a little earlier than I think.
Yeah, because you do like a bounce around.
So hard. Hey, Jog, how are you doing? I'm actually bad at this. I'm very bad at this one. This is why I can never do it online. I can do it like offline in matches, but oh, I think it's when it's comboed. It's when it's comboed. Okay. Okay. Yeah, when it's comboed. Jog, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. Okay, so it's hard. You can't really do it here. You can do it here. So when he does this big ass combo, let's see if I can do this better. Back to okay, so back turn messes up that combo. Man. Okay, I know a way I can do this. We'll try this. Let's try it this way. Okay, so that's the timing. I had a good season, yes. But North America had Streamer Drug asked, did North America have good spring season? Um, yes and no. It was a hotter season than normal, which has been the case for like the last few years, and flowers bloomed late. And so if you were in the business of selling flowers, like you were a farm selling flowers, it sucked. Because your flowers would bloom late and then they would burn by the time that so they have a very short period of good life. And so this really wrecked a lot of the people in the flower business. Yeah. I see. Yeah, yeah. It's like you have a spring and suddenly you're in summer, right? Or did you guys have a winter and suddenly summer? I see. Yeah. Some sectors suffered for us too. It's true. Yeah. So yeah, El Cheetos.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed that session. Is there anything that you want to touch upon before I call this?
Um, touch upon like.
Anything you're curious about or you'd like to understand better?
Um, I did want to practice a bit, like the guard, getting up with guard before I go to bed. I feel like I didn't get a chance to really get that before the internet went out.
Okay, yeah, you should do that. You can do it. Yeah, we can do it together. Now that you've seen what it looks like, right?
Hmm.
So, all right. So I'll invite you to a room, and you can jump out of your screen watch because I think you're Did you get out of it already, or are you watching the screen?
I'm watching.
Okay, but you can go ahead.
Oh, okay, yeah, it says
Yeah,
play right there. Oh wait, no, that didn't work. It just puts me back to what I was doing.
yeah. I'm gonna send you an invite, but you can stop watching the screen, and then you'll be able to. Then I'll send you the invite. Hey, Drog. Yeah, so right now I'm doing a tutoring stream. Uh, there was a lot of troubleshooting earlier today because I just got a PS5. It's very different. I had to go through a lot of different settings and figure out what Sony intended with them. The most confusing was the way it represents the mic is muted or on for the stream. So that was kind of dumb. And for a while, I was doing the stream without a mic. So you see, with the
Uh,
headset, because the PlayStation camera on the PS5 does not have a microphone, I will eventually get a PC that's workable. I have a nice, decent laptop that gets boosted with a core unit. But the problem is my laptop sometimes randomly shuts off, and so that's not good for streaming. And then also the laptop itself is just not the best for streaming. Like the stream will be choppy. Even boosted, it could be kind of like that, but there's just too many problems. I just want to get a solid PC later this year, and I'll, do a proper stream from then on. So that's why I stream directly from PS4 and PS5. But it is kind of easy, and it is a nice solution. But the PS5 streaming setup is a little underwhelming for me. So one second, I'm going to change something too. Um, let's see, go share. Let's move the camera. Okay, still looks so weird right there. I'm going to put it on the bottom left for sure, but Street Fighter, I don't know. All right, so I'm going to knock you down, and you're going to practice. Good. Tech roll.
hmm.
Okay, this time tech roll up. We'll get away from the wall. The wall is going to mess everything up in this stage. Okay, this time I want you to practice manually getting up,
Round
okay?
two.
Got it.
Ready, go!
There you go. It's down. Technically, here, I'll give you a secret. The slowest way, just like after you're on the ground, press up and guard at the same time, okay? Just tap it once. It should work. Okay, if not, mash guard while holding up. Yep. Now mash back or mash guard while holding back.
Gotcha.
Round three. Ready, go!
So this time do back. Roll away from me, okay? Okay. Now I want you to roll away from me and do the rising kick after that. As when you see him roll, and then try to guard that, okay? Okay, good. Try it again. I'm doing the wrong thing. I suck.
Ring out!
All right, let's try this again. This
Round
time I'm gonna
four.
do 3 PP.
Ready,
But okay,
go!
roll away, right mid rising attack.
Oops.
That was guaranteed, right?
Ah, I didn't press guard, but
Okay,
I'll try. Let's try now. Ooh,
it's okay. You're getting used to this. Okay, try it again. Okay,
oops.
I'll run away. It's like the fastest way to run away. Actually, back, back down, back, back down, back, back. But actually, this is probably faster than that.
Round five.
Okay.
Ready, go!
Okay. Good.
Yeah, it's like guaranteed.
It's guaranteed, right? So that's three and punch, just down forward punch. Yeah, and then down forward punch, punch, punch. Yes, that. And if they don't tech roll that, that's another perfectly timed. If they don't tech roll that, you can do a pounce. So go ahead and try to pounce after that. Actually, do you know how to hop? Press like press up back and punch and hold it. Hold punch. Yeah. Okay. So like go 3 PP on me and then do that.
Time's up.
It's a funny tech. I'm gonna test it on you, so you can practice tech rolling. Okay.
Okay.
Streamer drag. I just want. There were some games I've been wanting to play on PS5, and I figured when Street Fighter 6 came out, it's a good time to change to get a PS5. So, especially because trying to get used to playing on 120 frame rate, 120 hertz on Street Fighter 5 or 6. Okay, so good, good,
That
good.
right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, try it. Do you see how that works? You get the hop punch, right? But watch what happens when I stay down. Do it.
Oh.
Excellent.
Yeah, you'll get a pounce. You'll get watch. Like I'll do it this time. This time you practice tech rolling, okay? So you
Gotcha.
practice your tech rolls and hold
I
forward
got it.
or
Knockout.
lag issue. PS5 plays. I was playing on the Generation One PS4. Generation One PS4 is the slowest. The second slowest is the Slim PS4. The third slowest is the PS5, and then the fastest is the PS4 Pro. When it comes to Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. So see, like I'll get like a pounce there. So you
Alright.
can try it this time too. You go ahead and do 3 PPP. Okay, so you have to actually wait to do this tech. So this tech, do like a backdash, then do the hop back.
A backdash?
So like do like a backdash and then do this. Yeah. So like do 3 PP and then you do that. It's a complicated tech. It's actually not a good tech to do. I shouldn't teach you this one. But okay. All right, that pounce is very dangerous to do if you do it right away. But there's a timing where it's like, okay, if they're not getting up, but they can still punish it. So it's just a fun thing I was thinking of. All right. Anyhow, so, but minus 15, for example, you block this. Like, let's say you block, I'm going to do a launcher. You block it. 3 PPP should be the answer. Down forward, punch, punch, punch.
Oh.
Remember to do it. Remember to do it. Yeah. Remember that you got a buffer, okay? So remember buffering. Buffering means like you input it early before you recover.
Excellent.
And that's a basic one, of course. I think you can do beat knuckle punch too. Let's test it out. I will say, usually the biggest punish is actually to evade and do a launcher of some sort, but it depends on your character. In a lot of cases, like guard is a very good punish or good. You get good stuff from guard in general,
Mm.
but then sometimes for big things, you get really big stuff from evade. Um, but you should focus on guard first. Guard is generally safer. Evade is when you have a deeper read. When I say a deeper read, I mean you have more confidence that you know what the guy's gonna do.
Mm.
So you're working on a spectrum. Generally, you have generally safe ways to play. That's using fuzzy guards, using jabs, using elbows, using spacing, right? And then as you start to figure your opponent out, what they like to do, what they're comfortable doing, and even what they don't like to do sometimes. If you once you start having a lot of knowledge in this game, you start seeing the things your opponent's not doing, and that informs you. But when you're learning, you're seeing what your opponent likes to do, how they like. If you fight me, you'll see me do like high jab into elbow a lot. You'll see me do elbows. You'll see me go around. You'll see me like when you do a string, I'll do like a low punch, and then I'll mix it into a low punch into a throw or into a mid, right? And I'll move around in your face, and I'll do ECD, which is evade crouch dash, like that. But if you get used to this thing, you just throw me, and I will lose. you know, but you have to be
Hmm.
confident in it because you'll be afraid if I duck your throw. You'll be afraid if I attack your throw.
Round two. Ready?
Got it.
Okay, drug is 3 PP. Jackie's punish. It is one punish. It's like it's a 13 frame punish, but it's easier for someone learning the game to do. So right now El Cheetos is just learning VF, so it's a really good one for him to kind of start with. But I think go ahead and block 6K. Do beat knuckle, okay?
Okay.
See if you can do it early. Probably not, right? Yeah. So I think it's like 3 PP, right? Yeah. Okay. So now um, do a low punch and then do a evade. Sidestep, not backdash.
Oh, got it.
Time's up.
Good. So now from there, sidestep, then do a beat knuckle. Okay. So you're gonna do a low punch. I'm gonna block it. That puts you at -5, and then I'm gonna do a low punch, right? And I'm gonna do that. So yeah. Yep. Keep doing that. You're doing really good though. Just keep practicing this. Now, after you do it, do the beat knuckle. See? Suddenly your punish got bigger because the sidestep has a bigger punish for a launcher. Right? Like before, you couldn't do beat knuckle from a block, right?
Right.
Um,
Ready? Go!
also,
Uh,
yeah. So I'm gonna tell Drug, I am training El Cheetos right now. El Cheetos is still wrapping around execution. Something like 3 PP is a lot easier than. So technically, hold forward. Drog would say you should do something like this, and that is the better punish than I think this because I think technically you can block that last part. No, you can't. I think this is actually a really good punish, but actually it depends. So if you do back forward punch and kick at the same time,
Time's up.
yeah, and you're looking for this move. But Drog is saying like if you block like 6K, you should do this move, right? And it's true. But right now I want to focus on simpler execution and then move your way up to better execution. Also, there's more situations where 3 PP is gonna be good for you right now. But right now, as you're still learning execution, that's why I'm saying do 3 down forward punch punch punch, right? No, no,
hmm.
you can chat, you can chat, you can chat. I'm just gonna explain why I'm talking about it, yeah, or why I'm going about this method, yeah.
Round one.
So
Ready? Go!
um, okay, block, and now this time punish with 3 PPP, okay?
Okay.
All right. Now let's try punish with beat knuckle.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Okay, you try it this time. This time it's 4-6 kicking guard.
4-6 kick and guard.
Yeah, so back forward kicking guard. Yeah.
So back forward kick and guard. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's that was punish. Back forward
That's
kicking
not what I
guard.
want.
Yep. It'll take a while. It's because it's your middle finger and your thumb. So
Ready?
it's awkward. I know. You're gonna get used to it though. part of it's also getting used to the way Virtua Fighter interprets those direction taps. Like, it's like you're not supposed to slide. You're supposed to like tap tap. You know, you're like tap back, tap forward, kick and guard same time. You know, so yep, perfect.
Oops.
You're getting the hang of it though. You are. So I'm just showing you a bunch of different moves, and we just keep getting used to this stuff.
Oh,
All right.
no.
So what was the drill? Okay, let's
Hmm.
go back to the drill we were doing. So you do a low punch. I'm gonna block it. You're at -5, so you're gonna sidestep. Okay,
Okay.
and I'm doing that. So now you can do your beat knuckle. Try evade and try doing 6K after
Six
like
Ks.
after the do the low punch evade.
Gotcha.
Sorry, that was a delay on my part. So see if you can do like forward and kick. 6K is forward and kick. Oh, you're doing back and kick. That's why. You're thinking You're thinking of the problem is you're on the player two side, which is messing you up.
Got it.
So you're on what's messing you up is you're on the player two side. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure I'm on player one side, okay? Because it's
Got it.
or we're gonna make sure I'm on player two side because it's been messing you up all day when I give you numeric notation. So um, don't press a button. Just wait. Okay. This will be a lot easier too. So you can trust me. This will be easier actually. It's your thumb wants to move on the player one side. It wants to move towards right and stuff. And yeah. All right. So you're gonna do a low punch and then sidestep, right? And I'm gonna do this. You're gonna sidestep this and you're gonna punish it. Pick any punish you want. So 6K doesn't work, right? Yeah, 6K doesn't work. Like you have to do it really early, right away. Hey, 6K works. Look at that. 6K works. Now, how to deal with this is hard. What the combo is hard. But you can evade, like you can evade the 6K, and you can punish it with the 6K. No problems, Drog. Yeah, no, I understand. 3PP is it's surprising that it's theoretically it's a better move, but I know that there's reasons to do the 4-6, especially side, right? 4-6 on the side. So this move, this eye poke that Jackie does on the side, this move is really good to do on the side because you have that blue spark guarantees that I get that second. So that's the reason Jackie players use this move is from the side.
Oh.
Yeah, so like Tonkatsu Jackie, what he'll do is get to the side and do sequences like that. What makes Tonkatsu a god is that he okay. Remember how you did the low punch and I blocked it, and then you
Mm-hmm.
did the sidestep? You're at -5, okay? It's a very different situation than like let's say you guard, like let's say you're blocking right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I do this, and you're -2 and you evade. It's 3 frames different situation after you evade than the earlier situation, and that means and those frames mean something. And so what I'm saying is that Tonkatsu is amazing because he always knows exactly what frame situation he's in when he sidesteps. And that's kind of a hard calculation to do. In your head just has to like know it right away. He knows it right away. And so he'll be like, "Oh, I just blocked this, I sidestepped, and then did this. This is the frame advantage." And he picks like the correct option almost all the time, like more than anybody else. And so it's very scary. Yeah, that's what makes Tonkatsu. That's on top of all of his other skills. That makes Tonkatsu stand apart from everyone else. Is that he's very accurate in his frame situation reading. Yeah. So again, Jackie likes Jackie likes hitting that from the side, and that's why this is a good move from the side. So a lot of Jackie players will get to your side and do this move, but I don't want to teach you offensive move yet because it's offensive move is good once you start fighting players that use movement, advanced movement. But when you
Hmm.
fight people that are just attacking and throwing, it just loses every time because it loses to attack and it loses to throw. And it has to be that they're not doing those. And they're doing that when they do fuzzy guard. They do that when they do like this. Like when I'm doing this, suddenly offensive move where you tap up, neutral, and then hit all three. Yeah. So that's where this is good. Is when you know you're, or if you fight somebody that just clams up like this, then you're like, okay, fine. I'm gonna do this, and this is like instead of like I'm gonna do this, and this jab is gonna be +4 instead of +2, you know, or this is gonna be a little more frames than normal, you know. So like, yeah, so if people start doing stuff like this, so yeah, side turn is such a beautiful part of the game, but it comes much later. Um, okay, so you feel like you've got the wake up options down now? Are they feeling comfortable to do?
Yeah, it definitely feels great now.
Okay, you're starting to see some of this back and forth and punish. It is ahead. Again, I don't I don't require you to memorize everything you've learned, but I think the more we go over it, the more it's going to make sense in your games, in your practice, and in your matches. Um, Definitely add Rin XU from the group. Add her on your friends list.
Hmm.
They seem willing to play almost every day. So just when you're available, ask them like, "Hey, would you like to play?" They really seem to be enjoying this game a lot. And my feeling from playing with them is let them explore the game on their terms. But
Hmm.
sometimes if they start to wonder why something's working and better against them, then you can be like, oh, okay, I think it's because like you can explain it then, right? But I think they're the person that needs to learn by feel, and so just telling them is not really. I don't think it registers as well, right? And almost everybody has to learn by feel in some degree, especially this game. So, but I think Rinsu is a person that's going to be a very fun opponent. I think they actually have quite a lot of skills already, but their game is a bit high paced, and so I think you're going to have a lot of fun playing with them. I think you're going to learn a lot by playing with them, and you're going to feel the game. You're going to feel the mechanics better, and and then just keep practicing the stuff that I've shown you. And if you forget something, don't worry. You can just let me know, like, hey, what were we working on? Or like, I'm trying to remember um, what like what this situation, what I was supposed to do. I'll give you the
Hmm.
answer, no problem. So, all right. So, yeah, thanks for doing this with me. And
Of course, dude.
so we've got wake up situations today. We did a bit more of this of the evading. We did a lot more punishing actually, a lot more of like what a punish looks like on guard.
Hmm.
But in VF, guard punishment doesn't happen that often. Um, but while we're on that topic, I will tell you if you're doing Jackie's launcher, like let's go into the game. If you're doing 6K, it's okay to keep doing it if your opponent doesn't punish you. If your opponent starts punishing you, then you start thinking about toning it down. But you should be practicing 6K combos every day. You don't have to do the best one. You can do easy ones that do good damage. VFDC has a big list of them, so you can do easy combos. But this 6K, whatever it is that's going to work for you, you want to, whether it's that, whether it's whether it's that, this, and flip kick, whatever. But go on to virtualfire.com, practice combos against the AI, okay? And practice this one, 6K, okay? Because it's your biggest launcher, and you're gonna want to train yourself to be able to see it, or to see like how it hits when you counter hit, when you don't. Practice it on the AI, and it also, um, I do want you to work on this move because it's a very good move for Jackie. But also, I want you to from the start, I want you to understand risk reward.
Mm-hmm.
People in the West, people are afraid to do this move. They want to hit with it every time, and that's fine. That's fine. But here's what I'm going to tell you. The problem is, so they do it like two times in a game, but in that game, the opponent never. If the opponent never punishes it, if the opponent doesn't block and do a punish, right? Doesn't block and do PPP, 3 PPP, doesn't evade and punish it, you should do it
Mm-hmm.
more because the risk is low. Once the opponent starts punishing you for it, once you start hurting for doing it, now you start pairing it back. This is training you for two things. One, it's the concept that risk and reward is based on your opponent. It's not just a flat number. It is general. There is a fact that, okay, I will die, I will lose the round if I do this and he punishes it. Yeah, maybe you don't do it then. But generally you need to observe your opponent as you fight, and the thing you got to observe your opponent is, do they punish me?
Mm-hmm.
That's one, okay? So then you stop. Okay, so then the case where you override and you stop doing it is when, if you know that the punish is going to kill you. So when your life is at 1/3 health left, then okay, you're not using 6K anymore, okay? Because it's too much risk. But before that, the risk is up to your opponent. The risk is up to if your opponent's actually going to punish you. I don't punish it that much. I'm starting to now. But the Japanese, this is how they play. If you play in Japan, they will 6K you all day if you don't punish it because the reward is high and the risk is low. But once you punish it, the risk is higher. Now, when it's lethal, they won't do it, right? But, and every day, try doing this a few times, but it's really hard. You know this move, right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
And online, it is a timing thing. So once you got the timing offline, you kind of just run with that timing. Don't even try to look, just time it.
That wasn't your best shot.
But but the point is, 6K is a good move. You should when it's a high reward move. And there's only two cases where it's really risky. Number one, if the punishment is gonna kill you, it's gonna lose the round, it's gonna lose the
Mm-hmm.
game. Number two, when your opponent actually punishes it. If your opponent doesn't punish it, it's not risky. Now, sometimes later they try to set you up, but again, that's why we have rule number one: don't do it if the punish is gonna kill you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the proper way to assess risk and reward. And then when you look at it that way, the reward is so high that you should be using it until people make it sure that the reward is no longer worth the risk.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, yeah. So that's okay. Good. We were talking about that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so Drog, that's a good. Okay, so Drog said first off, he said like, why don't you teach like a counter, like a launcher that has like different counter hit versus normal hit, which is what we're doing with 6K. 6K has different combos on counter hit than it has normal hit, and from crouch hit too. So it's a complicated combo launcher, but it is going to teach you how to see those things. And so the more you work on your 6K, the better you're going to get as a combo player. Okay, as somebody executing combos. So it's good for
Mm-hmm.
you to keep practicing from the start. So and it turned out that he made that point same time when I started teaching you 6K. So we both like set were saying wanting to say this to you, not because of anything you did wrong, because we were in our mind, we're like, we should really teach him 6K, right? Both of us thought that at the same time. Second
Mm-hmm.
one, beat knuckle. Okay, drug. Beat knuckle we covered already, but I'm gonna repeat. I'm gonna remind Cheetos because we did beat knuckle as a punish. Beat knuckle is a combo launcher on recovery hit, as we covered earlier, and it's a combo launcher on counter hit. So that's also why it's good to learn it that way, because then you learn, like we said, where if you like if you whiff punish someone perfectly, like they haven't recovered yet when the beat knuckle hits them, then it's going to launch, and this is going to train your eyes in the long run. Over time, you're going to eventually see it, and you're going to be like knowing what combo you can do, and it's going to make you sharper. But you're already kind of seeing it. But we're giving you the situations, and we're explaining it to you ahead of time. So
Mm-hmm.
beat knuckle is cool because recovery hit is a combo, and then but also counter hit is a combo too. and then and you were working on that, and then 6K again. 6K, you have three different situations to learn with how to combo with 6K. It's going to be hard, but it's going to help you. And again, uh, 6K, teaching proper risk reward. If your opponent doesn't punish it, the risk is lower. If your opponent punishes it, the risk has increased. Doesn't mean it's overwhelming. Always remember, am I doing more damage or are they doing more damage? If they're doing more damage, that's where the risk is too high, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if they're consistently guard punishing it, they're consistently sidestepping and launching, then you have to rethink the move and go to maybe a different move, right? And then save the 6K for another time, or
Mm-hmm.
for not for another day, but for another moment, and not use it as much. So risk and reward decisions in Virtua Fighter, it's important to just understand they're based on your opponent, and they are based on lethal. So another thing is like, yeah, I don't want to get into too much. That's too deep. Uh, Eventually, one day, I will. So here and there, I'm going to talk about the risk and reward at the end of the round. But right now, we don't have to worry about that. We have to worry about just not worry, but what we're doing is we're building your mechanics, and we're building your feel for VF, and kind of your awareness of your options. And you're doing great. You're doing really good. Um, and you understand that this drilling, like, is more valuable than just doing it by yourself sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So thanks for hearing all of my rambling, and I,
Don't call it that.
but I had a lot of fun. I enjoy teaching you. So
Oh
um,
no, I love this. This is great.
like I think you can see like why we love VF. You already love VF, so it works, And you already pick up on things that like advanced players do. So now we're just kind of teaching you, okay, how are we gonna move? How are we gonna get there? And you're on a good path, so let's keep doing it. Definitely take my advice on, especially with RenXU, but also with other players in
I
that
sent
group.
her a message.
Cool. But with other players also, just, if you see them, practice with them. Some of them are going to be tough, but also it's Sunday. Um, if you're available, definitely try to come for the single A.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. You're going to get a lot of matches in. Um, though this week we'll see. We're expecting a lot of Street Fighter, meaning we're expecting some people not to show up at League this week because of Street Fighter. But we have League in a few hours. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be chatting on like a podcast. So I'm going to be talking with the other guys about stuff. That's what we do during the League also. But tune in and have fun, and I'll see you in the morning if you join us for that. Oh, afternoon
For
for you.
sure.
So yeah,
Shoot.
so 1 o'clock p.m. your time.
Got it. Shoot me a link of your YouTube. I would like to listen to that podcast, or you do it on Twitch.
Yeah. Well, Akai does the main one. I do stream as well. Right. Today I'm gonna figure it out. Like it's gonna be a little weird because of the microphone thing. It might be that it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be so weird. Um, I want to get a microphone so bad. Too bad my old USB microphone is PC only. It doesn't work with PS5, so it's like ah. But yeah, I have a condenser mic, but it's doesn't work with PS5. But all right. Anyways, have a good night. I'm gonna rest, and then I'm gonna see everybody at the Akai's Single A League and the Open League. Um, Eastern time is gonna be 1 p.m. for the Single A, and then 2 p.m. for the Open League. And then also, if anybody wants to add me on Street Fighter, feel free to let me know your Capcom ID or your Capcom username, and I'll add you. So
Huh?
yeah.
It should be the same exact same thing as my PSN like name.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, this was awesome. This is great. I'll like keep practicing like you told me, a little
Yeah.
homework practicing with AI and trying
Yeah.
to get as much like actual people matches as I can.
Yeah. And I will tell you that point I made about risk reward and doing 6K. not everybody agrees on that point, right? Some people feel like it's too risky to do. I feel like your opponent, it's up. Part of reading your opponent is understanding that they have to prove what they can do. so, and
Mm.
so if I build that mindset into you early, I think you'll realize you have a lot more agency than you think, and you'll realize that a lot of the top players kind of have somewhat of a similar approach to that. So but it is common in the West, in Europe and the U.S., especially Europe, where they're like, "That's a risky move. I don't want to do it too much, right?" And I'm kind of like, you know what? Do it as much as you like. If they don't punish it, then do it as much as you like. Once they punish it, adjust your play, and now you've learned how to, and now you're already executing Yomi. You're making decisions, and the more that you train yourself to make decisions, you might be surprised at how much of a game changer that can be in this game. So yeah, but yeah. All right. Cheers.
Nale, man. Good night, Master Chanchai.
Thank you very much. All right. I'll talk to you in Discord. Cheers.
Dale. Bye.
Bye.
See. Okay, so there we go.